Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. Today is going to be what you can do to feel sexier. So if you already know which one you want just from that prompt, go ahead and click the timestamp or the chapter and I'll meet you there. If you need a little bit more help, let's get into some breathing. So I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at our piles. I have 3 today. In the first pile, I have a red tiger's eye and the Sea King deck. In the second pile, I have a copper sphere with the Disney deck. And in the third pile, I have a regular tiger's eye with the tragic royalty deck. So these are the 3 piles I have. If you don't know how to select a pile, the technique I use is I close my eyes and I ask my intuition which pile to select, and very commonly I will see a number in my mind's eye come forward as if I was like staring at a light and closed my eyes and that shape is still there. So that's the technique I use. Sometimes if that's not working for me, I'll just be like, which pile to select? And the first number I hear is the one I go to. So you'll know if the pile's not right for you from listening. So once you do that, click the timestamp for the chapter and I'll meet you there. Hi, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. So what can you do to help you feel sexier? Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so the first card is your Oracle card. Nice. Princess Nokia, No Effort. I love this song and it's perfect because truthfully, I think there is a sexiness in no effort. Like in the song, like it's not like she doesn't have makeup on and do her hair, but it's so minimal. Like literally, like the lyrics are like, you know, ripped jeans, gold rings, no effort, like ponytail, you know, like she's just saying like dressing down and dressing relaxed and not worrying so much about how much makeup she's wearing. Like it's just about feeling good. And I think that is going to be a superpower for you in feeling sexy, is kind of finding that like no effort sexiness. Like, and with the 3, 6 breaking down to a 9, like I do feel like this is a lot about like honing in on your own power, that like hermit energy where like people who can spend time with themselves and like themselves is so sexy. So I'm getting that energy of like, this is just about you discovering what is natural for you. I think that's what's going to be the sexiest. All right, but step 1. Love it. So I think there's going to be a lot about kind of envisioning where you want to go with this. It's kind of like I see you actually kind of planning out your new wardrobe, kind of figuring out how you want to dress, figuring out how you want to present yourself, the kind of person you want to put forward, that sort of image, and not false at all. The Knight of Swords is honest and truthful. And so, and then with the 3 of Wands here, I'm seeing that as like clear planning of knowing who you are. yeah, not only planning, but like really allowing yourself to look towards the future. Like make big wild dreams right now, because like the Eight of Wands is very much like fast acting travel, like right now, like passionate, powerful. And so like I'm just getting like, you know who you are, and I feel like you've been kind of waiting to like pull the trigger, so to say, on like revealing yourself to the world. So what's funny is I really feel like you have been, okay, yeah, there has been something you've kind of been trying at for a while. Like what I'm seeing this as is like I'm seeing this as like the efforts you have been trying to kind of put in towards a certain look. Like literally, like I feel like you have been trying to be more like pristine or more like the opposite of no effort. I feel like you've been trying to put in effort for a long time. And it's like, go with the no effort of like, and I'm not saying that doesn't mean no intention. I'm saying I think you've been just trying to put in the effort in the wrong places. You've been maybe trying to put on a certain look or certain persona, and it just hasn't been working. And so this is kind of saying like, refocus on who you want to be. Wow. I feel like this revamping of your look and how you present yourself is actually going to completely change the outcome of your life. I feel like a lot of the things you have been starting haven't been going anywhere. A lot of the things you've been trying haven't been bringing you the wish fulfillment that you've really wanted. And I feel like it's truly like, it's that energy of, with manifesting, like if you try too hard, you're actually pushing the energy away. So by going into this like no effort world of like, you know what, I'm just going to dress what makes me feel good. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not going to try and, I feel like you tried to fit into a box for so long and have people see you a certain way. And I really feel like it's time to kind of accept defeat with that. Like, it's just this sort of idea in my head. Like I see someone who's like really into like punk rock music and really loves like dark things, but for some reason has been trying to like, you know, dress really like preppy and like be a part of all this, involved with groups and people that don't actually reflect your inner beliefs. Does that make sense? That's an example. You know, it's almost like you've been attending, you know, going to golf clubs and you know, or I think they're called country clubs. But you have more of a desire to like be in dive bars. Again, these are just examples. I just think that you have been kind of trying to run with a crowd that isn't actually going to work for you because it's not true to your nature. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles reversed is telling me that there has been a neglect on the things that I think you actually like. Don't dress to impress somebody else. Dress to impress yourself. Yes, you need to take care of yourself. Take care of the things you want. Take care of the things that are important to you. No effort doesn't mean don't take care of yourself. It doesn't mean neglect. No effort means stop trying to impress anyone else other than you. Truthfully. Because then you get caught up in the wrong things. Your energy goes to the wrong places. Like, life is already uneasy. It's already difficult to balance yourself and work and family and friends and self-care. Like, it's all difficult. It all is difficult. So it's going to be a lot harder if you don't take care of your home, don't take care of your, personal needs. Ask for what you need. Ring that bell. Announce what you need. You have been very, very generous for a long time. I really think there is an importance here to balance self-care. It's like I'm just hearing, like, if you spend more time, again, this is just what I'm hearing. If you spent more time, like, on your skincare routine on your face, you would spend less time putting on makeup. Does that kind of compute in some way of, like, it's not no effort, it's putting the effort in the right places, because when you do your skincare routine and your skin is glowing, you won't feel like you have to cover it up and spend an hour doing, like, actually putting on a whole face of makeup can take a lot longer than just the twice a day skincare routine. Washing your face, throwing on some lotion, maybe some other serums, or just adding, like, something like that. Now, there's, like I said, this is not about not wearing makeup. I'm giving examples here. I think there is a need to connect to a part of you that you haven't for some reason. Oh, look at that, Wendy. So I actually got to message with the creator of these cards and asked her about the opportunity card, and she was explaining how they had already made the book when they but they knew they wanted to create a card for her, and so it's kind of its own, if I remember, I'll link it below in the description box so you can see their interpretation of it and how they're talking about it, and just, but it's opportunity. I think there is an opportunity opening up in front of you where you're going to kind of get to look at everything, like taking off the rose-colored glasses is what I'm hearing. Good opportunity. I feel like this sort of adjustment towards taking care of yourself in a different way is going to bring out a whole new energy from yourself, a confidence I don't think you really experienced before. Because, like, the Queen of Wands to me is a very confident, secure card. That is a very warm and welcoming card. And I just feel like once you start taking care of yourself in this way, there's going to be a new feeling of generosity that you didn't experience before, because you felt so rejected by, I don't know by whom, but you felt rejected as yourself, being genuine. Look at that, another queen. Very, very queen energy here. And it's that, like, this makes me think of Alicia Keys. Like, she kind of started this movement of, like, no makeup. And at the time, that was pretty bold in the way that She was a leading pop star in the world, singer. Everyone knew her face around the world, and she was showing her face with no makeup. She, like I said, it's kind of that thing of she put in the care into her skincare routine rather than covering it up. So there's this sort of very strong energy of the way you think and the actions you're going to take are going to come together and create this beautiful opportunity. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard how luck is preparation and opportunity meeting. Meaning, if you prepare for that, if you prepare for the life you want and you are working every day and becoming that person as if the life you want is about to arrive tomorrow, if you lived your life like everything you wanted was about to be here tomorrow, when the opportunity arises, you will be ready. And a lot of people will call it luck, when really you've been preparing for this. I think you are removing the limitations you had for so long of what people thought was attractive, sexy. I think you're removing all that idea, and it's like you're going to present yourself in a whole different way than people have, and it's gonna like land you lead you to and land you these opportunities of like becoming a model. Like you're going to get this sort of position where your look is so appreciated, and it's because you are unique. It's because you're doing things the way that you feel is true. You're answering your own inner calling, and you look in the mirror and you know how to present yourself. And I think that is oddly what is really going to bring you all the abundance in the world, all the attraction in the world. Yeah, there has been, there is a sort, like what I'm seeing this as is like you are sidestepping a really, like by this change that you're going to do for yourself, you're changing a whole outcome of your life. You're changing the group of people you're around, and like maybe the people you've been hanging out with only want you to, very like mean girls, like only want you to dress a certain way. And you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm going to start dressing the way I want. And what that is going to do is actually, you're going to avoid a really fucked up situation. Yeah, I really see this as you avoiding some sort of really negative energy, some sort of manipulative, angry energy. It's like, I mean, I don't know if this is literal, but literally, I don't know if it's literal, but what I'm seeing is someone who maybe, at their job, they're being harassed by their boss because, they dress very provocatively. And by changing that dressing, by changing the way they present themselves, this person is no longer interested in them because there's nothing to look at anymore. But this person has now gained so much power. That's what I'm seeing. So this may not be literal, but there's something about you changing your energy to this like no effort, which is going to actually attract the right people. It's so funny that I was just saying about the job is like, What this could do is, life is funny. Like, sometimes we think when we're losing a job, all of a sudden everything's over. But it's like, no, just that phase, avoiding that crap. So when the Four of Swords comes up reverse, this is like a forced break. This is like, you may, like I said, like there's some sort of energy that has been trying to leech onto you. And by you changing this whole way you present yourself, the whole alluring factor, it could literally change the people that want to be around you, the people that give you attention, but it wasn't attention you wanted in the first place. Yeah, this is a whole new time you're coming into of learning to rest and celebrate the person you are. Celebrate the goodness you have in your heart, and realizing like, I really am feeling the connection of like the group you have around you. You have a solid group of friends around you who I think will love you and support you if you dress however you want to dress. If you want to start presenting yourself, you know, what if it's the opposite of what I'm saying? Like, maybe you've been putting in, you know, quote unquote, no effort, and so now you want to put in effort. Maybe it's this whole other sort of thing of how you want to present yourself. I just think there is a time for a beautiful break coming up. And great fortune with it. I think you, there's an intuition you've been having towards this whole situation for a while. I feel like you've been slowly putting together maybe a new wardrobe. You've been slowly putting together a new plan. Yeah, you have been, this thing you have, I think, been wanting to start and maybe worried about for so long. I think you're finally going to get to that place where you're going to have no choice but to just follow through with it. Because the Four of Cups, you know, it's kind of about boredom. It's like apathy and apathetic. Like, so I really do see that you're listening to your intuition. I think the stars are aligning, and everything you've been kind of asking the universe about, is coming in. Truly. You are kind of like, with this Wheel of Fortune here, like I'm getting that energy like you are coming to a not a cycle, like not an end of a cycle, but just a really pivotal point in the cycle. Like the 10 Wheel of Fortune is not right in the middle. I think yeah, it's like the last card before moving on to the next half of the major arcana. And it has that sort of energy of like, you have kind of faced a lot. You've really come to this place of like awareness, and now you're getting ready to actually enact it. Yeah, you're gonna be kind of figuring out that energy that was only attracted to you looking a certain way, I really feel like you're coming face to face with that in the fullest and truest of honesty. Yeah, it's going to be easier to kind of walk away at this point. Like it's your only option at this point of stop trying to please other people who don't accept you for who you are anyway, and simply put down the effort that you've been trying to be received in a certain way. Yeah, because it does not matter. Everything you have been doing, this person you've been trying to present the world as, hasn't been making you feel fulfilled. And I just feel like there has been, like, the 9 of Wands reversed with this is definitely giving that, like, yeah, you've been putting in too much effort for simply making the world accept you for a certain way. And it's like, I think you're just ready to be who you are truly, living authentically. Okay. Knight of Cups again. I think you're moving towards who you truly are. I think you are your own knight in shining armor, truthfully. I think you are climbing to a beautiful place of actually able to kind of see what the future has in store for you. I think you finally can envision and enact things that for a long time you had been trying to, and it just wasn't working. I feel like you were trying to be a certain person and look a certain way and live a certain way. And it's like, you're finally just realizing like that was not working. You had been trying to kind of make something work, an idea, and you're really afraid to accept defeat. But I promise you, by just understanding, by maybe you haven't been living authentically and putting your efforts in the right place, it's totally okay. But you have this amazing opportunity coming up. You do. Of where you're going to fully understand yourself mentally. You're going to understand your passions. And you're going to understand who's not worth the time. Because when this 10 of Swords came up and the King of Swords came up with the 3 of Pentacles, like right here, I was just like, oh, okay, so there is an energy, there is an outward energy that you have been kind of trying to avoid. There's an outward energy that you've been just trying to kind of work beyond. And I think once you start making those choices that are more genuine towards yourself, you may notice a change in the way people treat you. You may notice a change in your group of friends. You may notice that, but you will also feel much more loved. You will feel the love you are giving yourself. This is something you have been kind of waiting for. This is an opportunity you have been trying to maybe start for a while. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this is something you've come back to a couple times. And now you're in this position where you're like, well, I feel like the path you've been on is, you're aware of it. The apathy is there of like, I think there's something you have been wanting to start, and it's scary to move on from something that you've put so much effort into for so long. Like, I'm seeing like someone who's like, you know, like invested a lot of money in like hair extensions. And then you're like, I think I just want to have short hair. Like, it's stuff like that. Like you have been trying to present yourself a certain way, buying certain clothes for so long. And you're like, I think I want to start dressing differently. And just don't worry that it's going to fall apart. I think you could be thinking too much about this, and just know that you are your own knight in shining armor. Okay? You have all the answers inside of you. I really do feel like you know what you're doing. Return to this 9 energy, the hermit energy. There's a lot of 9s here. And I feel like if you can just return to that energy of silence and peace and quiet, and going to yourself when nobody's around and asking yourself who you want to be, how you want to present yourself, I think the answer will be really clear. So, pile 1. That's where I'm going to leave it today. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found something that resonated, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel today. It's been an absolute honor, you allowing me to channel your energy. Yeah, I hope to see you in future readings, and have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, what can you do to help you feel sexier? We're going to kind of look over some steps, or this can be like 9 days or 9 steps. This is kind of however you're going to roll with it. But these are kind of the steps I think that are going to help you out. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, the first card is your Oracle card. Okay, I love this. Not only is it one of my favorite cards that I drew, but should I can hold it up higher, I think. Can you see? So this card, especially in this position, this is telling me that what you can do to feel sexier is kind of just embracing your ultimate truth. Like, I was actually just talking about this with my wife of, I love that Ashiniko, she has created her own brand from simply doing the things that she likes, creating an environment and a storyline from things that she likes, that she came up with from her own head. That is what creates your own brand. And I'm kind of feeling like for you, like what would make you feel sexier is you embracing your own brand. Does that make sense? Like, she's really into things like fairies and like, you know, very, what's the word? Cottagecore. My wife saw that word and started laughing. She's like, what is cottagecore? And it's just, she has found her center. That's what I love. Like, you know, it started with hardcore and then like emo core, and just like basically that to me is when you are talking about the root of something. So she was very into that sort of like fairy mystical, but also like apocalyptic, like video game, like it's so cool. She created this whole world. Actually, the album is called Weed Killer. And so it's really about what she was able to create. And that's what I think is going to help you feel sexier, is embracing your brand. Ooh, I love it. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's find out. Step 1. To make us feel sexier. I find it really interesting that not only did you get the Four of Pentacles, but you got the Eight of Cups reversed. So I'm getting that there's kind of a fear of moving on from maybe what you've invested in already, the kind of brand you've put in, the kind of what you've already, like maybe you've already kind of created a brand and it just hasn't been working out and you've been afraid to like rebrand yourself. That's a thing, and a thing a lot of successful people have done. But I really feel like if you are able to, especially like having the 2 4s here with the 8, like there is a kind of need to just find that stability that like it's like when you're remodeling a house, you don't have to tear it down to the ground. I'm kind of seeing that it's like, don't tear everything down to the ground. This is kind of about getting back to the bare bones of things and kind of rebuilding on top of that. I think you started a really good, you've started a really good base. Yeah, this is perfect because like the 5 of Cups reverse is saying like you've actually already have gone through your lowest point, which thank God. And I see that. I see that you've already gone through the problem phase where things felt lost and confused and like you didn't know where you were going, if anything was ever going to happen. Like that's kind of behind you now. And I'm really, really happy for you, because the crap you've been going through is actually going to be a part of your rebranding. And it will help you. Yeah, there's a need to kind of go back and check out where things went wrong, or like, you know, was there a spot where you kind of were leaning into other people's opinions? Was there a spot where you weren't doing things for yourself necessarily? And I think I that is behind. That's in the past. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Yeah, you have a really great new future ahead. Like this rebranding is it. Yeah, I feel like the efforts you've put in have kind of been overwhelming. And so I'm getting this energy of like just kind of needing to sit back and believe that actually things are going in the right direction. I don't think you need to change up. Like, I don't think you need to study anymore. I don't think you need to research anymore. I think you actually have done all the work. You're probably just a little shocked that you're going through this sort of like rebranding. But it is the avenue. This is 100% what is taking you where you've been trying to go for so long. And I'm so excited for you. It's kind of like, you know, Lilo from the movie Lilo and Stitch. Like, she wasn't really welcomed. She was laughed at and made to feel different, and she never changed her core self, but Stitch came in and all of a sudden it was like, oh, I wasn't doing it wrong. I was in the wrong environment. And I'm getting that energy that like you are finally going to, you know, the problem wasn't the bones. It was the way you decorated the house. It wasn't who you were. It was who you were hanging out with. So there is going to be a restructuring, a rebranding, because who you spend your time with is who you become like. Mm. Yeah, I think, oh, wow, that's so funny. I just said that. So the Two of Cups reversed is kind of saying like falling out of favor with a friend, like things not being as good as you thought it was. And that's what I was just saying, like with Lilo, it's not, it wasn't her, it was the people she was trying to hang out with. Yeah, you're going to find a whole new option. You're kind of being faced with all the new opportunities that are being presented to you. Kind of getting to be in a different environment, different friends, different there's a lot of change coming. A lot of change coming. Ten of Swords here, like, yeah, this energy you had around you for so long is I think you're moving on from it, truthfully, because I don't think it has been healthy. I don't think it's been benefiting you. I don't think like I said, it's a rebranding. You're looking at what hasn't been working. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that energy that there has just been just a toxic environment. And I think you're finally kind of just recognizing that if you're in a toxic environment, you're gonna start embracing toxic features, and I don't think that's what you want. So you're kind of oh wow, the Seven of Cups again, but reversed. That's crazy. Yeah, when this is coming up again, it's like it's just kind of really reinforcing of like you do have options, but be aware of drama. I really sense the drama around you a lot. And it's funny because they're gonna really not like that you want to move on from the drama. They're not gonna be happy that you are kind of done being left out in the cold. You're kind of done with that crap. You're done with the way you've been treated. Like, Weed Killer's a really cool song. But it's that sort of energy of like, you're really finally coming in and embracing like, oh no, I'm done with the way I have been mistreated. Yeah, you're done stressing about this. You are done. Wow. Okay, yeah, you're done. Your rebranding is actually going to be just from completely changing the people you're around. You have worked way too hard, way too long to get to where you're at to continue with that bullshit. I really feel like you have, like I said, you've hit your lowest point already. You've already experienced the worst. You've already experienced the assholes. And now you're coming into such a beautiful time. And it's exciting. I'm really excited for you because once you kind of make that choice, once you make that decision, the rebranding, the I'm embracing myself, and you're going to start seeing it come back to you. I think you have you haven't been receiving reciprocal energy. You haven't been like, there's so much reversed here. Yeah, there's so much reversed cards here that I'm just thinking your way to feel sexier is by rebranding and changing the people around you. Yeah, there have been some people who are not nice, who are not kind, who do not have nice things to say. And that has been causing you to feel very closed off. That has been causing you to feel very stressed out, very low. And that's behind you. The angels are coming in and saying, like, look, you've done the work already. You don't have to do any more. Just be aware that there are people around you who don't want what's best for you. And once you can see that and remove them, all of a sudden the whole world opens up. Truthfully. I think the hardest part is rebranding and changing up friend groups and things like that. Like, it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, that's the energy I'm getting, is that things are going just a little bit slower than you wanted them to, a little bit more delayed. I think you were hoping for quicker outcomes. I definitely feel like you felt like by now things would have been more settled, but that's okay. Everything in life takes time, takes effort, is hard, takes work. And I'm just kind of getting that, like, keep doing what you're doing, please. Truly, keep doing what you're doing, because it will bring you the success you've been hoping for. Yeah. I didn't know it before, but there is a strong need for patience right now. I see that now. There's a need to be patient, because what you're about to be going through is going to be challenging. However, the challenging aspect is what is giving you that new edge. It's that interesting thing of, like, you are rebranding, and it's like through the crap you've gone through, it's actually going to give you your whole new energy. Yeah, with the Knight of Wands reverse, like, this is saying, like, just don't go too quickly with anything. Be patient, be understanding that things in life do not come as quickly as we think they should. Yeah, I'm shocked to see. It's interesting. I don't think I really saw this in the beginning of this sort of rebranding. But it is 100% the group of people you have been around. It is time to readjust. Like, when the Three of Pentacles is reversed, go back to the Two of Pentacles. You need to find new time management. Like, set things out in a different way. It's like, I'm going to go with, like, cooking analogies here, like with ratatouille, of everything. You cannot rush cooking. If you try and cook something faster than it can, it will not turn out the same. There's just such a strong message here of patience and allowing your ideas to grow properly. If you don't rush this process, you will be very well rewarded in the end. You will discover that you have developed real character. You will love yourself through and through. Look at that. Four of Pentacles. You're going to actually be able to be more understanding of where your time and energy goes. You'll have a greater understanding of the relationships you're investing in, and it's going to create a more generous person. Because I feel like you've been generous, but not in the right ways. And it has caused you to feel very empty and very energetically drained. This to me is a story of like coming back into your own energy, creating, like I just heard, like creating your own lore, like knowing where you started, and little do they know that they're only a pit stop in this journey you're on. And they may see you in one way, but really you have such strong bones. You are exactly where you need to be. And I think what is happening here is a whole, like the brakes are being put on everything. And you are like 100% stopping and reconfiguring where you're going. And the angels are coming in and guiding you. So don't feel lost. Don't feel like, you know, if your best friend hasn't come in yet, they're going to. If this perfect life of yours hasn't come in yet, it will. I just want to stress, I don't think you need to study more, learn more, try and seek more information. I think you have all the information you need. I think the next part is just kind of recognizing the people that have been around you may not be good for you. They may intentionally be causing problems. They may be the thing that is holding you back. They're causing kind of confusion and illusions. And what this is all saying to me here is to just wake up to those illusions. Wake up to the people who are leaving you out in the cold, the people who are not thinking of you. You have done too much and stressed out too many nights to keep living like this. The universe is sending you a message, and it's coming in quick, of you have given too much of yourself, and there is somebody here who is intentionally trying to take that energy from you and use it as their own power. So if you're able to recognize who that energy is, it will be much easier for you to recognize why things haven't moved at the pace you want them to. You've done so much hard work. If you can just kind of take a time of a break, a time of understanding that you've been learning so much and growing so much that sometimes we just need to stop. Because when we stop, we will recognize the people around us. If they we will be able to see if there are people around us who don't actually support us and want what's best for us. There's a need to rebalance your time and kind of your ideas and your belief in yourself. This is an amazing album. She's an amazing artist. But it's also a very specific type of music that I don't think everybody would be interested in. So I get that sense from you that you're somebody that not everybody is going to be interested in. But the people that are interested in you are fascinated and deeply, deeply in love with you. I think you're done with the confusion and you're taking off the blindfold. You're, I think, going to be able to make those decisions easier now of who you're giving your time to. Yeah, I think the way to feel sexier is, like, let's describe this energy as a weed, coming in and kind of suffocating your growth. I think it's time for you to shut down that energy. So shut down the thing that has been trying to take energy away from you, because you have so much growth. You have so much room for living the best life you can live. And sometimes it's just about removing the people that don't need to be around us. So pile 2, that's where I'm going to leave it today. I hope you found something that resonated. And if you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor today that you let me channel your energy. And I hope you found something that was able to help you. So if this is your first time being with me, I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, what can you do to feel sexier? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First card up is our Oracle card. So, we're all gonna die. This is a what this is telling me is this is kind of a song of like, who cares? We're all going to die. Just go ahead and live your life the way you're going to. And that's kind of what I'm getting is like, I think you just need to finally realize, like, live your life to your truest. Be honest with yourself. Live your life the way you want to, because guess what? We're all going to die eventually. You could die tomorrow, and would you regret not having lived your life the way you wanted to? Not even living your life one day as you wanted to? Like, this is a very powerful card for this, of like, maybe there's a kind of like fear you have of dying. So you have a fear of like living. And so I think this will help you. Let's go ahead and find out more. So first card, step 1, Queen of Wands reversed. All right. So with the Queen of Wands reversed and this card coming up, there's kind of a need for organization here. There's a need to kind of recognize like where you haven't been able to succeed because of possibly taking on too much. Like the 6 of Wands reversed also is like a fall from grace of like not doing well. Like I'm curious if you know, like season 1, like if there's something you've been trying to do and you haven't been able to get to the second season of it, kind of thing. Like making an album and never being able to get to that sophomore album kind of thing. Yeah, there's a need to get reorganized. Because I think sexiness can really be obtained through consistency and discipline. And so I'm kind of getting that energy of like, you want to be able to find that freedom and embrace that sort of way of living. And it's ironic that you actually have to find organization to kind of live freely. Because you can't live so freely that there is no organization. Like, I feel like you really want to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, really want to enjoy your first season. But I'm getting the energy that it has felt a little, there's just this energy here of like, you've been doing it, you have created things, but I just don't think it has produced the results that you have really been hoping for at this point. I feel like you're wanting to find a way to feel that sort of celebration and feel that sort of accomplishment, feel the all you've overcome. But I feel like there's still a lot of things left out of place. And I feel like you've really just been trying to embrace your truest sexuality, your truest, highest form of self. And like I said, there's a need of like organization to feel that freedom. And I think that you really do have that freedom inside of you wanting to get out. Curious. Okay, yeah, there's a very interesting energy here of kind of it's this weird energy of like you got something you wished for. No, I really will kind of. It's very interesting energy. Yeah, this is just kind of saying like, if things aren't looking right and feeling right, it's important to reflect on why. This is so interesting. Because this is all about how to find that feeling of how to feel sexier. And so I'm curious, it's like saying like, accept your failures and see them as a need for reorganization. There's a power in that. I think you have accomplished a lot, but this is kind of saying it's not the time to celebrate that. And it's... Where did that card go? Interesting. Yeah, there is a like, it's like somebody who's been in a relationship and the relationship oddly isn't actually making them feel sexier. And that's just going to be one example. Because this is just, I mean, truly it could be the way you've been dressing just doesn't make you feel sexy. The job you have been at doesn't make you feel sexy. Like there's just something here that you need to kind of redo, reset. Yeah, it's a feeling of needing to reset. So, for Queen of Swords. These cards to me are saying, I think you've been kind of spending a lot of time in your loneliness of trying to figure out what has been going wrong. And truthfully, I think the time of rest is done. I think you've rested plenty. You know what's going on plenty. You, truthfully, I think you have answers that you have not wanted to face. Interesting. Yeah, the time of contemplating what to do is over, though. Look at that. I think you have invested a lot of time in refiguring out what you want to do. And I think this next part is just enacting the rewrite. Like you did season 1, you did good. I think now it's time to rewrite the scenario. I think it's time to kind of switch it up. I think it's time to, like I said, kind of just get reorganized. It's kind of like creating a morning routine that you know is going to make you feel fabulous every day. Easier said than done, of course. Yeah, there has been a lot of sadness towards your situation, and I just kind of want to encourage you to not feel bad for yourself. Look at that. Look at that sad face. I think you're doing everything right. I think everything is just slow and steady. And it's like a TV show or a movie or any sort of thing that you're creating. Like, there are a lot of steps in doing that. And I'm thinking that I think you know that this next part is just effort and time. And I think you've grown a lot emotionally. I don't think you have to go through that a lot anymore. This is not a very emotional read. This is very much like, oh, okay, I just have to get reorganized. Got it. Like, you know what you're doing. Never let the bastards get you down. I think it's about embracing what you've accomplished. I think you've overcome a lot of negative energies. There has been a sort of a lurking negative entity below in this reading that I've been sensing of there's somebody that you are really, you're overcoming, like your sun is outshining their negativity. Yeah, the heartbreak is kind of done. I don't think this person can hurt you anymore. Whoever it was that you were allowing in for so long. And it's kind of this empowering moment you're coming into where you are actually really starting to feel sexy. You're really starting to see yourself for what you are. Everything is coming into place. Everything is lining up. All the elements. Yeah, I think you're going to be going through a little bit of a wait, like that kind of like, you know, between seasons waiting period. Just a little bit of one. But I think it's important. I think this is a time of rewrite. I think this is a time of recalibrating, reinvesting, readjusting. Yeah, there has been, you know, for some of you, it's like you've been in a relationship with somebody who just hasn't appreciated you and you're finally kicking them to the curb. You know, there's just that energy of you have been underappreciated for quite some time. Yeah. You've been underappreciated for quite some time. People have just been creating tension in your life that isn't necessary at all. I think you're finally going to find that peace and harmony. Yeah, there has been an energy. There has been somebody who has been really trying to control your life and your feelings about your life, the feelings about what you've been going through, everything. Like, I'm shocked. I am. I'm shocked. It's like you've kind of been in this abused situation for so long. Like, I'm curious if it's a marriage. Because like with the 14 breaking down to a 5, it's making me think of the Hierophant and that sort of energy of like marriage. Like maybe you've been in a marriage that just has been not making you feel good. Oh. I think you're just much more aware of how things make you feel now. I feel like you aren't blind to this crap anymore. Like, you hear the judgment from a mile away. But look at that. Look at that. Look at it. I think after this level of patience and this time of just understanding the way we think is what is controlling so much of our environment. And if you can just adjust the way you've been thinking about things, lift the blindfold. I think the apathy that you've kind of had towards the world for quite some time of like, you know, who cares? We're all going to die. And it's like, no, spin that around. Like, who cares? We're all going to die. So just enjoy it. Rather than like, ugh, what's the point? We're all going to die. It's like, no. What's the point in not trying? Because we're all gonna die anyway, so you may as well try. Okay? If you can spin that to that, I promise you, you will feel the difference. With the Eight of Pentacles coming up here, this to me is making me think of just like kind of reading a book that talks about the way you think, and it's kind of like one of those books about like how to succeed at life, and really what they talk about is it's what you're thinking about the majority of the time. Those books really talk about it is just what you are paying attention to. What you pay attention to the most is what's going to grow. You pay attention to shit's going to grow. You pay attention to yourself, you're going to grow. So I really, really feel like your sexiness is coming from the spin of being able to be like, going from like, what's the point? We're all going to die to like, oh, well, if we're all going to die, I may as well try and may as well give it my all and enjoy life. I believe you have ultimate happiness here. You will see that second season. You will see that follow through. You will. I just think there's so much here of needing to be reorganized. Time management is very important here. And see where you've struggled already. Actually go back through and see what you've been doing and see how that can help you. Because you should be celebrating right now. I don't think you are. But you can be. You've accomplished a lot. You've overcome a lot. You have worked through a lot of illusions and fears that held you back from starting a lot of projects. And I think it took you a long time to finally see, like, there may have been a person around that just wasn't good for you. The thing that you had been investing your time in wasn't good for you. You know, like this is the Jazzy Gals, like something that you had been putting your time and effort into, something that was, you know, a job or a profession, family, something that, you know, had created an empire. I think you're realizing it's something that you kind of had to walk away from, and that was really scary. And that could have really led to a lot of like martyrdom or, you know, feeling like the victim. Like, but this is saying like, you got to cut that crap out. You're smarter, you're wiser, you're brighter, you're better. And you don't have to spend your time stressing about that kind of crap. Like, you've put in the time, you've put in the effort, you now have the knowledge, you are intelligent. You've gone through this crap so much, it's really easy to recognize it. When people are here to shortchange you, you recognize it. When someone is here to rob you, you recognize it now. Poor David did not know, and he was being taken advantage of so many times. And I feel like, don't let that get you down. There's some sort of energy that you have learned to just outshine. Like, oh, what, you want to judge me? Sorry, I can't hear you. My sun is shining too bright. And so the next phase is a bit of patience, not needing things to happen faster than they possibly can, and understanding everything happens. Don't rush nature, and nature is always on time. There's going to be a really, really big power in confronting this energy. Like, I don't think it's for everybody, but there are definitely some people who are confronting their marriages and figuring out what has not been working. And because you're going to do that, you're going to be able to find that 10 of Cups. You're going to be able to see that you have, you've crossed that line of fire. Walked the crooked roads, crossed the line of fire. The way you've been thinking about things is honestly what has been limiting you. And so now you're coming into this amazing time of like, oh, I actually have done everything right. And I'm about to upgrade. You are. You have a really gorgeous time coming up ahead, and you just have to trust that whatever process you're going through, whatever sort of reorganization you're trying to figure out with your life, whether it's people or how you're just taking care of yourself, like, this is where you are going to regain that confidence, the confidence to go to season 2. Don't scrap everything. Be willing to rework it. Everything takes time. And so if there's just been some sort of negative energy that's been trying to cut you down, don't worry. I don't think they're going to be very successful at that. I think you really are learning a lot, and I'm super, super proud of you. And I'm really excited for this next stage for you, because being sexy isn't just about, attracting people. Being sexy is a lot of the times, to me, just being able to look in the mirror and admiring yourself, and not in a superficial way, but truly like, damn, look at me go. Look at me going after my dreams and following my heart. And that is, I think, a big part of this. So pile 3, that is where I'm going to end this today. I really, really appreciate you being here. I hope you found something that resonated. And if you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you love this message, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor today that you've allowed me to channel your energy. If this is your first time with me, I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye.